This is your video tutorial on your Avaya J179 set. This is a 24 button phone, and what I mean by that, there are 3 pages of 8. This first screen, as you can see, has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 buttons on this screen. If you use your directional pad, up, down, left, right, we can push to the right. It'll take you to your second page, then your third page, and then back to your home screen. You have an A, B, and C on the screen here. Some of yours may say intercom. Either way, it's the same button. What those are call appearance buttons. These buttons are there so that you can make an active call. In order to be on an active call, you must have an available call appearance button. If you're on a call and you want to transfer that call to someone, you hit transfer, it will basically put that call on hold on the A button and then pick up the B button for you to be able to dial the person you want to transfer to. We'll go into transfer here in just a moment. Next button down is redial. It's pretty self-explanatory. We'll go into it. Redial just brings up your last numbers dialed. This redial list is usually around 10 or 15 numbers. The next button is features. This takes you into the different feature sets like forwarding, twinning, things like that are all done within the features section. This button is your menu button. This is where you go to change settings like different phone system settings. I'm not going to go into this training for that feature set. We're not going to go into it for this video. This button is probably one of your most important buttons. This is called your phone button. I think it should be called the home button. What this button does is it will exit you back to the main screen no matter what screen you're in. So let's say you are inside the settings and you're playing around with audio files and you decide, hey, I need to get back out of this before I screw something up. Just push that phone button back to the main screen. That phone button will not hang up on an active call. It will, however, if you're in your voicemail, it will exit you out of the voicemail if you're ever in it. When you're on voicemail, you're on an active call, but it's not an active outside call, you're on a voicemail call. That button will, make sure you can see it, when you hit it, it will hang up on a voicemail call. As well as if you're in your voicemail and you pick up your handset and you hang your handset up, it will also hang up on that call. So when you're on an active call, that's when hold, conference, and transfer show up. Hold, conference, transfer, and drop. So these 4 buttons are kind of interchangeable. Whatever's going on, these buttons will change based on the scenario that you're in. This button was hold, conference, transfer, drop when you're in an active call. Hold is exclusive to your phone. What I mean by that is if you put a call on hold on this extension, you can only pick it up from this extension. You can't put a call on hold on this phone and go to another phone and pick it up. In order to do that, you have to use the call park feature, which we will not go over in this video, but that's where call park will come into play. Transfer, the way we transfer, when you're on an active call, you will hit the transfer button. You will either then, to transfer to an internal extension, you will either dial their extension or you'll push their user button. If on one of these buttons on your screen, on either page, you have that user, you may push it then. Once you've transferred that call, you can either hang up as soon as you hit the person you want to transfer to. You can hang up then. That's what we call a blind transfer or an unattended transfer. Or you may wait till that person answers the phone. Once they answer the phone, you can then tell them, hey, I have whomever on the phone. Would you like to speak to them? They say yes. You will then hang up. They have the call. That is what we call an attended transfer. The last button was drop. Drop will hang up on any active call that is highlighted. So for instance, remember I told you all about the A, B, and C? So now that call is on call appearance A. So when I scroll to B and C, nothing is on the screen. But when I get to this one, it's an active call, so drop is there. I may drop that call. It basically just hung up on that call. Next button down we have is your voicemail button, which we will go over in another video tutorial. That voicemail button will take you into any messaging that you need on this phone. This is your call history button. This, when pressed, will take you into all your missed calls, call log, or incoming or outgoing calls. When you first push this button, it brings you to all. This is a broad scope of every call you have received or made. If you push to the right, it will take you to just your missed calls. Push to the right again, just your incoming, just your outgoing. If you are on a system to where you must dial 9 to access an outside line, you will not be able to make a call back from the incoming call log because the 9 is not in there. If you're on a system to where 9 is not necessary to make an outbound call, you can call people back from the incoming log just fine. This is your headset button. If you have a headset and it's hooked up correctly, this was the button that you will use to access your headset. Also, if you push the button on your headset, it will automatically pick this button up. Speakerphone. When you're on an active call, this is your mute button. Pay attention to the light. That is the only way you'll know if mute is active. As you can see on the screen, there is no active display to show you that the call is muted. This button is your only way to know if your call is being muted or not. This button, your contacts button. This button's a pretty cool one. You have an active phone book at your disposal at any phone in the building. When you hit that button, it takes you to all your contacts. These contacts can be split into personal contacts. Here's where you'll store your favorite eating places, your husband or wife or boyfriend or girlfriend's phone numbers, home numbers. These are personal to this extension and will not be seen by any other extension. To add one, you'll hit New. You'll type the name in like you would on a cell phone, and then the number. You will type this number exactly as you would pick up and call it. So in order to call, our main number here is 318-212-0012. If we were going to set that up, we would go 9-318-212-0012. If you only dial 7 digits, then you will type 212-0012 after the 9, and you hit save. It saves that in your personal directory. The next section over is external. This is where all of your system speed dials are done. These cannot be entered from the phone for a normal extension. Right here it's allowing me to do it. My extension has a different setting. This is our office environment. But for most users, you cannot access this. What you'll have to do is get with your phone administrator and get them a list of numbers to add in. The external or system speed dial is available for any phone on the system. This same list will show on every phone. The next one is users. These are all the active extensions on the phone system, active and inactive. If they're programmed, they show in this list unless we have asked the system to hide that user from the directory. Next is groups. This is every incoming call group that's on the phone system or a hunt group. These are the groups, whereas you may have nurses, maybe a nurses group, to where it's got multiple extensions in this group. This is what these are for. These can also be hidden if need be. So you may not see a group you're looking for if it's been hidden. And then you're back to all. So we're going to exit out and come back into that, and I'm going to show you a fast way to find someone's extension. So when we come into this contacts button, if someone is looking for, we have a guy here named Max Slaughter. If you're looking for Max Slaughter, we can do two things. We can either type M-A-C-K. And now that brings up every instance of Max Slaughter. You scroll to the one you want, and you either pick up the extension or hit the speakerphone button or hit call. If you hit call, it will automatically pick up speaker. Another way we can find Max Slaughter is by his last name. I can type S-L-A, and there goes Max Slaughter again. As long as the person, however their name is typed in the directory, that's how you can locate them. This is your volume button. This button, it serves four purposes. First, it is your ringtone volume. Then, it is your handset volume. It is also your speakerphone volume. And if you're a headset user, it is also your headset volume. These four volumes use the same two buttons, minus and plus, for up and down. These four features are all separate features using the same two buttons. Also, the volume levels will stay wherever they were on the last call you made. I know some older systems, you would have to set that every time you made a phone call. This is going to stay the same every time you pick that phone up. This concludes the Avaya J179 tutorial. Please see the other videos for more detailed features on other features we went over that we didn't go over today. Thanks.